Hi guys, welcome to our journey to your special place, Though with Yahweh, where I have a special message for your life. This is the part one, and I miss you guys. We ended in Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. We're continuing now with Noah. When Yahweh ordered Noah to make an ark because it was to rain for a lot of days to destroy the bad people of the earth, that all of them was bad spirits, and for that reason the destruction, he chose Noah and his family to be protected in the ark. The ark Yahweh orders Noah to construct is a representation of Joshua, the ark of salvation, and the ark of the commandments, because through the commandments is the salvation for us. When the waters go back to their limits and the earth was earth again, he made a pact with Noah and his generation through the rainbow. It's funny because when I record this in my phone, that Sunday night it was raining, and right now when I'm recording these two videos, the first part and the second part, is raining too. And I take the raining as a confirmation because rain is a blessing. You have the blessing of drink of it, of taking a bath, the plants growth and give you fruit or flowers. And when you it's not you, it's when it's rain. We can see a rainbow, so he and us can remember the pact he made with Noah of not destroy the earth again with water, and for his people remember us the protection he's going to have with us. The rain is for our growth and nature. The rain comes for good, but as in a bad way too. If we choose to be child of Elohim, we are choosing the blessing, being part of the pact, and we are not going to be destroyed. We are going to be protected like Noah and his family in the ark. Praise Joshua. But when a person chooses being child of the enemy, they are going to be horrendous and suddenly distracted by his power. So remember in the word of Yahweh, written by his people through his Ruah, in Matthew chapter 24, verses 37 through 39, and we're going to read them. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came that took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. This tells us that the last day is going to be like Noah's days. And they give themselves marriage, they were drinking like if not a tomorrow, they was partying, living la vida loca. And suddenly, is that crazy and worldly living they are doing is going to be slapped with their reality and will regret for the catastrophe that will happen. That is a 50% of the people, because we have other 50% that Revelation talk about, and they won't regret, they will curse. The 50% that will regret it, it will be because people like Noah that preached to them is not going to be in earth anymore. They will be saved into the ark, and they will fight for their life like the generation of Noah when they realize what happened and want to be saved and want to save their life. And in the ark for their unholiness, they won't have that chance. I want to clear that Yahweh is going to have mercy with the ones who regret from their unholiness like how we do in the past. But the ones that don't regret, they will be killed by the catastrophe because they reject their opportunity of salvation by not accepting their errors like Adam and Eve when Yahweh asked them why they eat for the forbidden fruit. Noah was 100 years advising them, preaching to them, constructing the ark of salvation, and they don't hear him. How many times you have preached with words and testimony to people and they continue rejecting Joshua every time? In the new pact is writing in Romans chapter 12 verse 20 about this. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing to shall heap coals of fire on his head. They don't go to the presence of Yahweh. They start mocking and laughing, ignoring the word of Elohim. They are going what they're going to be finished because what they do is not to us, it's to him. Okay, sorry. They're going to be finished because what they do is not to us, it's to him, and it's just, and he is just, so he will do justice, and for what they do and what they did is the price. They continue in their unholiness, so their pride is dead. But we regret for our unholiness and take the opportunity of salvation. We have sacrificed our desires, our comfort zone, and we're going to have the same price as the unholy ones? For sure not. You are redeemed, so our treasure is the eternity with him, protected as Noah and his family. They started mocking of him because of the bad spirit they got in, because by knowing that will be a flood that will kill me, I'm going to be alert. I'm just going to say like, Noah, what I can help you with? Like, when is the day to be with you? But they don't have that attitude. Have you heard about that quote that said, live the moment because life's short? It's true. But have you heard the Christian version? Life is short, but hell is for the eternity. How that impact you? When I hear it in a reel, I get confronted with those words, and these words stick to me till these days for my growth. But how this word impact you? Do you feel that you have to change your life, even if you're a believer already, but it doesn't move you or convince you or encourage you to work harder? A lot of people thinks that life is long, but life is short and is shorter to the unholy ones. Going back, when I said that 50% that regret about their unholiness is going to have an opportunity of salvation, let's go to Luke chapter 12, verses 35 through 39. Let your loins be girded about, and your lights burning, and give yourself like unto men that wait for their Lord, when he will return from the wedding, that when he comes and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately. Blessed are those servants whom the Aaron when he comes shall find washing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. And if he should come in the second watch, or come in the third watch, and find them so, blessed are those servants. And this know, what if the good man of the house had known what hour the thief will come, he would have watched it, and not have suffered his house to be broke through. I make emphasis about the second watch and the third watch, because Joshua is going to come 3 times, and this is not biblically. I'm not talking something that the Bible doesn't say. How many times, I ask you, how many times he go up to heaven and back to earth when he resurrects? The first time, when he resurrects, so he's alive again. He was dead. Well, his body was dead, but her soul and spirit not. And he was preaching and taking the keys of hell. When the third day he resurrected. he is alive again. Then he shows to Mary Magdalene, and he said to her, I'm alive, but don't touch me, because I need to go to my father first. He was waiting for her, so she can give the notice, no, the news, the good news to everybody that the Messiah is resurrected. Okay, then he go to his father. Then he go back to earth and show to his disciples twice in a house. The first time Tom it wasn't there, and the second time Tom wasn't there, and he sees the mark in their hands and in their feet. The fifth time shows again to them while they was walking to Galilee. The sixth time shows again when they was fishing. And the other one, he goes to heaven and promised them and us the Ruach HaKodesh. I can count here 7 times. But even the Bible tells us that when he was in this earth, he was flesh. He go to heaven and go back to earth a lot of times. Why? Because he's Elohim. The first wash is for the girlfriend, the one that have been faithful, that serve the commandments, that love him, obey him, have a good spirit, and the Ruach HaKodesh, and more virtues that I can explain right now because we're going to make the video more longer. The second wash is for the Kahan. Kahan is the Hebrew word to say priesthood. The one that are going to preach to the nation like with the spirit of Elijah, like John the Baptist did. They're going to preach to the nations to be saved. And the third watch and last is for the nations. That is a moment that all eyes are going to see him. In those nations are going to be people that go see that invite that may curse. This the Bible taught us in Matthew chapter 22 verses 1 through 14. And Joshua answered and spake unto them again by parables, and said, The kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they will not come. Again he sent forth other servants, saying, Tell them which are bidden, Behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and my fatling are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage. But they made light of it, and went their ways, one to his farm, other to his merchandise. And the remnant took his servants, and entreated them spitefully, and slew them. But when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, and he sent forth his armies, and destroyed those murderers, and burned up their city. Then said he to his servants, The wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways, and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good. And the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there men which had not on a wedding garment. And he said unto him, Friend, how cometh thou hither not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to the servant, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen. And we can see that in Isaiah chapter 16, verse 20. There should be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. For the child should die 100 years old, but the sinners being 100 years old should be accursed. Those kids of 100 years old are the nations that are going to be teached by the girlfriend of the Lamb and going to be tested to prove if they love Joshua so much to follow his commandments. Why people that curse, that gossip, that invite going to the millennium? Because Abraham is the father of nations. The Bible talks us about these three washes, and the ark was for of three levels. The girlfriend, the Kahan, and the nations are going to be saved while the anger of Yahweh for the unholy ones. While he is rescuing every group in their times, is going to grow the catastrophes and the anger of Yahweh. For that reason, 7 trumpets and 7 cups. Not because the girlfriend is gone, the anger starts and everyone die. It's not how we have learned. The mercy of Yahweh is renewed every morning. There is more chances. It's probably that some people won't believe these messages like the generation of Noah did. Maybe you will mock or laugh about this, but it's going to come a moment that these words are going to come true and you will remember about this. I hope there is a chance to you because how you treat the message Yahweh gives to you talk about the spirit you got in. And here I will finish this second part, so stay tuned for the third part. Love ya!